If you're like me and have always wanted to play a game where you fly around as a dragon, breathing fire and shooting fireballs, but with realistic flight physics, this is your game. This is how to fly your dragon. And we'll start off with the basic flight controls. The right analog stick has pitch up, pitch down, roll left, and roll right. Your left analog stick has yaw left and yaw right. Because this is a reasonably realistic flight simulation, yaw does not give you much authority. The best way to get authority is to roll and pitch upwards. To accelerate, pull in on the right trigger, and your wings will begin to flap. The harder you pull the right trigger, the faster your wings will flap, and the faster you'll accelerate. If you notice on the top left, there's a timer. When that timer hits 0, the game's over, the level stops. You can increase that time. Let me see if I can find a clock somewhere around here. There's one. You can collect clocks and other objects in the game by flying through them, shooting a fireball with the right bumper, or breathing fire with the left bumper. Let's see if we can take out this enemy here. These are dragon hunters. They'll shoot cannonballs at you that you have to dodge as you approach them. Let's shoot a fireball at them and see if we can get them lit on fire. Here's the flamethrower. Alright, we didn't do enough damage, so let's circle back around. And fire a few more shots. If you'll notice on the top of the screen, I've got a big flame bar. That represents how much energy I have left. You'll use up energy by flapping your wings, by shooting fireballs, and by breathing fire. You recharge faster when you are lower in altitude, so the closer you are to the water. There we go. I took out that ship, and now we can continue flying around. Now, one of the ways that you earn points is by flying very, very quickly, and by flying closer to terrain. If you notice, my points are increasing much faster now, and now they're slowing down. One way that you can get closer to terrain, like this gap right here, is to press both the right and left trigger and spin. The faster you spin, the more points you earn. The closer you are to objects, the more points you earn. And the faster you move, the more points you earn. So if you want to earn lots of points, fly through small gaps, tuck your wings, and spin around very quickly. There are also multipliers up in the sky. Now as you fly up higher, you gain less control. So you want to go faster to have the same pitch authority. This is because as you go higher, the air thins out. Just like the clocks, you can either shoot them with your fire, or with your fireballs, or breathe fire on them, or just fly through them to gain your multiplier. In this level, your multiplier is permanent. However, again, on the top left, you have your clock, which ticks down, encouraging you to fly closer to objects and to fly dangerously. Hidden somewhere on this planet is the hidden village of Bork. See if you can find it. There are goals listed off, many achievements for you to try and go for. For instance, flying through the gate of Bork, earning a certain number of points, and killing cave creatures, which is where we'll go next. So let's switch over to the cave and start flying around. Now, as you're looking at this, you may start to understand where the inspiration for this game came from. When I was watching the third How to Train Your Dragon movie, The Hidden World, I wanted to know what it was like to fly through an area like that, and so I decided I'll make my own game. And so I did. I made a giant cave system with giant crystals in them, which allow you to fly through tight gaps, again, with as realistic a flight physics as I could get. Now if you notice, there are multicolored claws that change color as I roll around. These are for extra points that you can go for rolls. As I roll, the colors change. So I'm going to line myself up to try and get these. Green will give you the most points, blue will give you some points, and red will give you almost no points. Now I can also hear an enemy around here, which is glowing blue, and it's a crab. Crabs, spiders, and a flying fire monster are all enemies that you'll find in the caves. The spider will shoot web balls at you, so watch out for them. And collect multipliers to increase how many points you get. Now, while flying over the planet, you will get a 0.5 multiplier for each multiplier that you collect. However, it's permanent. This one is a times 3 multiplier, but is not permanent. If you collect multiple multipliers, the time stacks. The times 3 multiplier does not. One of the reasons for that is because there are many more objects for you to fly around near, and so it's much easier to gain points consistently down here, whereas out in the open sky of the planet, it is easier to fly around without hitting things. If you also notice, there are tiny dragons flying around in a somewhat coordinated pattern. These are boids, and if you're not familiar with what boids are, it is AI that has flocking behavior. In other words, each of these dragons is aware of their neighbors and will try to fly with their neighbors. And if you become one of their neighbors, they'll fly around with you. And this is the fire demon, which I'll push away from me as I fly around. And this is the level. Again, the goal is to earn as many points as possible without getting destroyed by any of the monsters, which will chase you around the map, and before time runs out. The final type of level is the race game type, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Sometimes it has shield obstacles, which you'll need to destroy with your fireball, and you follow the tiny green race indicators, which will guide you to the next checkpoint. The next checkpoint is green, the second to next checkpoint that you'll need to go to is blue, and the third to next checkpoint that you need to go to is red. There is currently only one race map in the game, which takes, if you're decent, about 2 minutes to complete. I did also include a leaderboard system, so you'll have a cave high score with how long it took you to get that high score, a planet high score with how long it took you to get that score, and a race record, which currently I have just under 2 minutes. All scores are uploaded online, so you can compare how you've done to how the top performers have done. And again, if you want some extra things to do, there are some other goals that you can try to seek out, such as getting 1 million points in a flight, which will be very challenging to do. You'll need to manage your time very carefully while also flying very close to obstacles. The game is entirely free. The link is in the description, and I hope you all enjoy.